But what do you think about do you have any opinion about God?
Well, I am Muslim. I kind of be practicing. So we have the same God, like Yahweh, the one from, God of Abraham. Look, we would actually agree on probably almost everything.
We would agree on a lot of things, yeah.
But the thing is that, like, I also try to be, very careful and articulate about my opinions, because we do live in a secular society, and we're kind of playing by their rules right now.
Yeah, and I don't agree with that, because even in the Bible, in the very beginning that you have in the Quran, where it says the first command was to be fruitful, multiply, subdue, and fill the earth, to tend and keep. So we were never supposed to be surrendering the world to itself. It was always to belong to God.
So you have like a sort of fighter attitude, always going
No, it's not a spirit. It's a spiritual fight. It's not a physical fight.
Oh no, that's what I meant.
Yeah. So in that sense, I'm part of you would call me a militant Christian, but I'm militant. I'm being militant now. This is my militancy.
I wouldn't call you militant. Militant is like a radical term.
Yeah, but I'm doing spiritual battle here. I'm laboring
it's like
for
a Christian like jihad, like an internal struggle.
Yeah. And I didn't take you to be a jihadist, but
no, I'm not. I don't want people to hear about
relax,
that.
Relax. No, but as far as Islam is concerned, in the Quran you have a transcendent God.
Yes.
You do, and He's over things, and He's over all things, and before time, before creation, before outside of all those things. But what you don't have that the Bible has is an immanent God. The God who is in everything, by Him, for Him, through Him, all things consist and have their being. That's where you enter the person of Jesus Christ, who, even in Isaiah, the Bible says that He's Emmanuel, which means God with us. And so He's not just afar off. He's not just outside looking at us saying, wonder what they're going to do next. No, He's deeply involved in the affairs of men. Even your substance is reliant on Him. Our conversation is reliant on Him. And so, but He cares deeply about humanity, such to the point that He sent His Son, Jesus Christ, to be crucified and to be resurrected on behalf of those who would trust Him. Because from the Christian worldview, like you mentioned Abraham, remember he was told to sacrifice his son?
Yeah, I know.
And then he holds him out. He says, no, don't do it, because it intimates that a sacrifice is necessary to make up for the sins of humanity, that there is a problem with sin. And I would imagine you think there's a problem with humanity. I mean, we're not okay. There is a sin problem.
I think humanity has an inherent goodness about it, but we also tend to kind of get distracted by sort of like ego-inflating pleasures, It's sort of like, people kind of caught up in like, especially in college, or like weed, alcohol, casual sex, so on. And these are distractions that kind of take away from the main mission in life.
All of which is sin. All of those things that you're describing are sin, though, because they turn their back on God's way, and the commands and the truth of God. They turn their back from that. So when we try to fix it without Him, we keep failing. And so, like for instance, when you look at abortion, that's a sacrifice. Somebody's been sacrificed there, but it's not accomplishing what it was supposed to do. It's not setting anybody free, because it's the wrong sacrifice. Just like Abraham, when he tried to sacrifice his own son, God stopped him. He said, no, don't do it, because that's the wrong sacrifice. The right sacrifice is the sacrificial work of Jesus Christ. It came as a payment to pay for the sin of mankind. And so even when you talk about Abraham, you're like right up there, man. You're on the threshold of Christian faith and don't even know it. Have you a Bible?
I own a few different Bibles. I did read different parts here and there. I was interested in the part where you said about we don't have representatives on behalf of God, but that's how we see, like, for what we have emissaries. We don't believe in a son of God. because this would be like a deification of a person,
Right.
which is like, you know, which we consider to be idolatry.
Right, I know that.
Yeah. Not to say I don't respect your beliefs and your interpretation. You know, you have some. You
can if you want, it's fine.
insightful. Yeah. Well, I should be respectful. You know, but we see like, you know, Muhammad, you know, Jesus, and everyone up to Abraham and Adam alayhi salam. You know, we see them as emissaries and representatives on behalf of God. You know,
Right.
so there is an idea of God being, you know, entangled in our affairs,
Right.
and doing work on the ground.
Okay, I appreciate that. But that in itself is self-refuting, because Jesus Christ, if he is a prophet, if he is a true prophet, he was a lying prophet, because he said that he was going to be crucified, that he was going to die and be risen on the third day, and that he would go to his Father, and he and the Father are one. And so you can't hold him as a prophet.
This is like where we kind of get into like technical issues, because, you know, like Muslims have a different idea of of what is like scripturally and, you know, textually correct and
Right.
valid.
Right.
And anyway,
You have a different criteria.
Yeah, I wanted to say I have to be somewhere. You know. I'm
Oh,
kind of
okay.
tight. Yeah, it was nice talking to you.
I wish I could have talked longer with you. Read one of the Gospels. Read it. You've read around, but go read one of the Gospels.
I read Genesis. You know, I liked it. It was
Yeah,
very,
do you have Genesis? You have the first, I think, 9 chapters, and 6 or 9, I forget. In
I believe
in
the
the
four
Quran.
big ones are what, like Matthew, Mark, Luke,
yeah,
John.
go to Matthew. Go to Matthew.
You
Yeah,
like Matthew?
yeah. What's your name?
Asajid. Asajid.
Asajid.
Asajid. And your name?
Ron.
Ron.
Nice
Okay.
to meet you. Hey, God bless you, man.
Yeah,
Have a good
I
day.
respect you being out in the cold and doing this. You know.
Thank you.
Especially, you know.
I am cold. I'm feeling it, man.
Yeah.
Well,
Right now
good
you're
luck
in the-
with
you're
your
in the line,
studies,
so-
man, and go ahead and read that book. Yeah.
Yeah, you take it easy.
All right,
right?
you do the same.